So last year I made a video called A Decent RTS in 2019 where I played a mediocre-ish indie game called Warparty. So why not do that again? A decent RTS in 2020? That's right, today we're looking at Iron Harvest. Nope, just kidding, we're looking at a game called The Hive. It's an RTS where you play as bugs doing bug things. Okay, so actually it first came out in 2016, but it had a big update in March of this year that supposedly added a lot of content. So let's find out. I'm gonna do things a little bit differently than I normally do. We're gonna go through the whole game together and I'll comment on stuff as it shows up. Most of the review part is going to be during the first mission, so if you're worried about spoilers, stop there. Otherwise, let's start a new game.
The year was way in the future. We never saw that dang meteor coming. Well, actually, we did see it coming, so we built a big old spaceship to get off this rock. We barely made it, witnessing the loss of billions of lives as we floated into the darkness, where we wandered for quite some time. Eventually, we found our new Eden, a harsh planet where only the spookiest, scariest critters roam the surface. But deep underground, there were fountains teeming with new life. There, a new species awoke to explore an unknown world.
And then you play as bugs the whole game and humans are never mentioned again.
Arise, O Great One. The dawn of our empire is at hand.
So this hooded bug guy is gonna be the main talking man, telling us where to go, what to do, and why we're doing it, because I sure as heck don't know. The game is a pretty standard RTS. You got builders, they build buildings and gather resources that are used to make more units and buildings. For the resources, you got food for units and iron for buildings. The resources are used for their one purpose, and that's it. A building is never gonna cost food, and a unit's never gonna cost iron. It's kind of interesting to add that only one worker can work on a resource node at a time, and they never need to take resources back to any building. They just kind of make a pile beside where they are, and these other little bugs take the resources back to base. But the resource is added when the worker throws it on the pile, not when the bug takes it back to the building. In fact, you don't even need a building. I don't understand. There's a building that says it's a drop-off point for resources, but you don't even need drop-off points. You can just gather the resources with no building. Okay, two lanes. We're like 2 seconds into this game. We can't freak out about it yet. Anyways, you start building military dudes and realize they're all squad-based, with the melee legionnaires having 5 dudes and the ranged hunters having 3 dudes. It turns out there's a door you need to go through, and it's locked by a lever that's guarded by a ghost? Huh. So you go down there, light some torches, and fight the ghost. You see in this combat speed? Yeah, that's how it's gonna be the rest of the game too. After you beat the ghost, boom, there's your lever. You can right click on it from anywhere to obtain it, and there's also a treasure chest. Only workers can open treasure chests because they're smart? In the treasure chest, there's some armor. Now in this game, there's a weird RPG light system where you get loot and you can equip it to your units for more stats. You can also dissolve the loot into DNA points, which you can use to buy upgrades and new types of units throughout the game. Your units also level up as they kill things, giving them better stats, so you can really trick out an elite force with a bunch of items and level ups if you want. The weird part here though is that there's no way to transfer units from level to level. If there were any items on units when you finish a mission, they just go back to your inventory. So I don't think I ever paid attention to what level my units were because you just couldn't take them with you. Also, some of these items are like necklaces and spears and shields. How do bugs use these? So you go and open that locked door to find undead lizardmen with bows and swords on the other side. Hold the dang phone. The intro fooled me into thinking this was some kind of sci-fi game, but this is fantasy. I want my money back. So I start fighting the lizardmen and oh shoot, I'm losing dudes. Good thing if you press X, your units run at an increased speed back to the nearest hive, which that's your main building, where they will regenerate their health and fallen units. That's cool, I guess, but again, I don't think I ever used this after this mission. I regroup my forces, now led by the Hive Queen. She gives every unit around her 1 damage and armor. Ooh. These are all the units you're gonna have access to until you buy more with Dana points, so let's get looting. When you beat up the lizardmen, your bugginess says the lizard should be good tribute for the old one. The what? So you go over here and...
What is the meaning of this? Why do you disturb my long sleep?
We have brought you a tribute in flesh.
lizards. The price has not been paid. Remember it well.
You literally know as much as I do. I beat the game and I still don't know what's going on here. This guy never shows up again. So now there's a path open where an ancient shell boy has some ancient knowledge that we need to absorb or something, and he's a boss? Rocks start falling from the ceiling. All my melee guys get cleaved in a matter of seconds. What the heck is happening? I retreat my remaining guys back to the Hive, and the boss follows me all the way back. And since the Hive heals close by units, the boss no longer does enough damage to kill anything. Great. Mission accomplished. After you learn King Mollusk is allergic to cheese, you get this orb, and Insector is like,
Embrace the visions that are our birthright.
I don't think I've been this confused this fast by a story since Kingdom Hearts 2.
Our
Plot.
are gone. Stolen. And not just the
Plot.
word.
Plot.
They stole it too.
The second mission starts and Advisabug has a completely different speech pattern.
We have come here for a reason.
Yes, he will talk like this for the rest of the game.
We're here to get another ancient artifact that belonged to one King Aradesh, and it will show us the way to the surface world. Neat. So that must be the main plot. Trying to get to the surface. Okay, I can follow that. So you start building up your forces, and you know what? You can't split units up by clicking on them. You know where if you double click on a unit in a group, it'll select just that one so you can run it back if it gets hurt? Yeah, that's not a thing here. After I got way too many units, I pushed into Aradesh's tomb. I destroyed several lizardmen and then was told, click at the paintings and statues. Okay. I guess we doing some lore. The king found this great artifact and used it to conquer all the other species. Then his followers buried him alive and sealed the artifact. Yeah, I played Dark Souls 2, I get it. The game makes it super obvious that this thingy is missing something.
I can hear the relic's whispers.
A door opens to the south and we come face to face with a puzzle? You gotta step on the symbols in the right order or else you'll get spiked. Good thing the order is literally written on the wall in the same room, just do it backwards. After some more looting, I finally got enough DNA to unlock the Rhino, a singular tanky bug that has an ability to taunt everything close to it. Nice. Then you gather all the pieces to the thing.
The way to the final chamber lays open. Claim.
Inside, there's another boss. And I was afraid this time I was out of cheese, but I really just had a different flavor. I broke the boss's AI by trying to taunt him with a rhino. It's like a nice smoked Gouda. When he dies, you gotta take the artifact back to base to awaken the being inside. And this starts a timed defense mission where you get attacked for the first time in the game. Easy peasy, my dude, I got so many hunters, whatever they're called. Once you're done, Mr. Bug goes on an exposition mission and ends with,
Remember what we learned here today.
bruh, what did we learn here? The next mission takes us to the Great Plains where we can bolster our army. After a few minutes of building up, some dudes just appear in the middle of your base like,
Yo, we the Chalatoi, we worship the mother flippin' drowned god, and you breached our inner empire. You're gonna have to, die unless you join us.
and then Bugums is like,
We're just trying to pass through. We can give you stuff.
and they're like,
We gonna give you this can of raid.
and then they just start attacking you from inside your base. Very nice. Luckily, the AI just kind of attacks the same thing until it's dead, so I just ran some units around in a circle while I built more reinforcements. I also unlocked the medic unit, and oh boy, this thing is super busted. Instead of attacking, it heals a unit every second or so. It doesn't have any mana or energy, so it just heals all the time forever. It also has a cooldown-based ability that heals all units in an area for a few seconds. The heals from different medics stack. Yeah. So just build one rhino or 3 and then just build a bunch of medics and the rhinos never die. Game solved. Next video. Nah, I gotta finish this to see what the heck the story is building to. Like, when do the humans come in? They were the ones narrating the intro. I bet they're gonna come in during the last mission or something crazy. Eventually, you're exploring the map and you come across this thing in the ground and you have to do some hidden object shit to get all the pieces for it. Then once you do, there's another puzzle to rotate the things the right way. After that, you just keep running around the map beating up the Chalatoi. I got enough DNA to unlock another unit. This time I got the Wasp. a fast air unit that has a stacking poison. Being an air unit doesn't actually mean anything in this game though. It can't fly over terrain and it can still be hit by melee units, so it's just fast. There's no boss on this level, just an enemy with way too much HP. Oh well, at least he drops some item. Hey, cutscene, no! Well, I guess I'm not getting those items. Oh, Abathur, what is my objective this time?
Great one, the artifact has shown us a weak point in the enemy defenses. Defeating them here will allow us to breach deeper into the Chalatoi Empire.
What? I thought we were just passing through the Chalatoi Empire. Why are they now treated as the main antagonist? Well, that's because they are. The game also decides to wait until you build a hive to actually tell you what you need to do, which is kill the 3 champions of the Drowned God. So the enemies actually actively attack you this mission. I'm sitting here trying to build up my forces, fend off an attack, and get... Hold up, did that artifact just talk to me? Yes. Yes, it did. Didn't we wake you up like a mission and a half ago? Whatever, sleepyhead. I guess the champion just got bored of sitting, waiting wherever he was and just attacked me. I wonder if I sit here, the other ones will attack me too. Actually editing this, I realized that I went out and aggroed him and then went back to my base and he followed me all the way back and that's how we got there. Well, I eventually got bored of waiting and set out to find my targets. I also researched yet another new unit, the Behemoth. This giant bug is an artillery unit that uses little bugs to attack. So it's like a StarCraft carrier, but on the ground. While my army is out, the enemy destroys my entire base. That doesn't trigger a loss, and I still have my medics, so I'm fine. Bonk, bink, champions are dead.
Now we get closer to the sunken city, and that holds the secrets that will help us get to the surface.
So I guess we were trying to get to the sunken city the whole time? I don't know. The next mission is probably the hardest one. The enemies have set up an ambush, so you have to build up those rhinos and medics ASAP. The first time I accidentally aggroed too many things and my healer line was not strong enough. The second time though, easy game. All you have to do is walk around the map and kill everything. That's pretty much every mission actually. The timed defense thing in the second mission was the most variety there will ever be. The mission after that is basically the same thing, but now there's a giant bug guarding a bridge you have to get across. I thought I was the bugs. Why are you the bugs now? There's 2 enemy bases in this mission, one across the bridge and one to the north. Only the one to the north attacks you, so you can wipe them out and build the biggest dang army in the whole world with no retaliation. When you're finally ready, you can fight this epic fight.
Are you serious?
And then you beat up the rest of their forces with your giant army. The combat in this game is really weird to me because none of the enemy units are squad-based. They're just single units with a billion HP. The amount of your units versus the amount of their units is just really off. I guess it's because you're bugs. And bugs are small, but there's a lot of them.
The gates to the sunken city are open!
Ritual of rebirth awaits you. This will be my blessing and curse to you.
What? I don't think I'm that bad at following stories, but it feels like every time this game tells you something, it's like after you've already done it. There's no explanation of why you're trying to do a thing. You just do it, and then the game's like,
We have breached the Inter Sanctum. Now we can use the Orb of Knowledge and the Pools of Rejuvenation to create Toastum Pop-Ups, a competitor that will surely wipe Pop-Tarts off the map.
and I'm just over here like,
Bugs, 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 bugs.
the next mission is in the sunken city, which we've been building up to, but the objective is still just kill everything. So that's what I done did until I got this cutscene.
The time of prophecy is at hand. You have been blessed and cursed with the gift of life. No longer shall you walk between the blades, but now as an equal, flesh and blood. Arise, O Great One, taste the essence of life, and turn the tide.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what's going on anymore. This is the Avatar, and he's the master of all 4 elements. Nah, he's just a big bug person thing. Then this guy walks up and he's like, you must die, and then I killed him. Woo! Sunken City conquered. Do I go to the surface now? Nope. I go to the Charon Deadlands, the final resting place of the Lizard Kings. You remember those guys from like the first 2 missions? Abathur tells me to send out some scouts. I don't, but the game progresses anyway. They find a spaceship. Hey, look, there's some sci-fi. And it corrupts the workers that touch it and they start building their own base. Here we are at mission 8, and the big play is a mirror match. The enemies still have like 10 times health, which is ridiculous. But Rhino Medic never fails. You kill all the enemy mutants and everyone's like, whew, that could have been real bad. Good thing we stopped that right here. So I have no idea what the plot was, but I'm pretty sure we just left it. Oh, no, wait, here it is. There were some world gates that connected the surface and the underworld, but then some people wanted the relics that powered the world gates, so wars happened, civilizations fell, and the world gates closed. If we get the relics back, we can reopen the gates of Thanatos. I swear on my life I'm not leaving anything out. They just started calling that name right now and they never call it that ever again. It's also revealed that, wow, we have one of the relics. It's that orb we got off the snail that was allergic to cheese. I'm not sure why it had a relic that civilizations literally fell over. I know he was supposed to be an ancient, but he got nibbled to death by a few bugs. The other relic, I guess there's only 2, is in the Temple of the Drowned Gods, so that's where we gotta go. We done messed up the Chalatoi though, so the lizards are looting up the places. We walk through it, killing everything, playing the hidden object game, realigning some waterways, spinning another spinny thing, and then killing everything again. As per usual, at the end of the mission, some random guy walks out and goes, "Get off my lawn!" And then you kill him. Temple time. The final temple mission is really simple. Nothing attacks you, so just build up your army, kill stuff, and then find a really weird puzzle where you have to put certain units on matching blocks. As you find it, Abathur has a really weird comment about the blocks being made for them. What does that mean? Is this some Destiny Fate stuff now? When you complete the puzzle, the artifact tells you that you found the puzzle box of the old ones. It can be used to open the final chamber, just don't let its lies fill your head. What does that mean? When you open the final room, you find the Orb of Life, the source of almost all life on Eden. Wait, hold up. Is that the planet's name? That's what the humans called it. Are we the humans reborn or something? Well, there's not been any reference to that. Okay, oh, look, it's this guy again. Bonk, give me that orb.
Our long journey has led to this moment. The Forerunner relic is ours.
Oh shit, it's Cthulhu. We got a final boss. You gotta smack the tentacles, then use the Orb of Wisdom as a shield, then smack the boss, then repeat. It's pretty easy fight actually.
The drowned god lies defeated. Only death is eternal. We shall march to the gates of Thanatos.
No, for real, why is it doing that? Just kidding, the end. Well, I don't think I've ever followed a game's plot less. It's like they built up this really cool world, but then they just didn't tell us about any of it. You just have the advisor that already knows everything, and he might tell you something either right before you do a thing related to whatever he's about to tell you, or after you already did the thing, and that just makes it feel confusing and random. The game itself was alright. RTS is just a really hard genre to get right as an indie, and I'm not quite sure this one hit the mark. I came up with the whole Rhino's medic thing on like mission 3, and then that just carried me through the entire game. It was never challenged one time. There was only one playable faction with 7 units, not counting the 2 you could only make one of, and some of the buildings existed to make one of those units. The RPG elements were also kind of unnecessary. I don't really think they added a whole lot to the experience. All that being said, I was interested enough to finish the game on the normal difficulty, which took about 6.5 hours. That's about all I really have to say. If you're looking for a strange RTS, maybe with some secret hidden story stuff in there, check this one out. Did you guys like this format of video? I have no idea what to call it though. It's kind of a review summary with some edits, jokes. If I did another video of a game in this style, what game should it be? If you're still here after all this, please hit that MF and like button and subscribe for some more stuff like this. I'm gonna go have a drink or something. 2 Lainz out.